Let's talk a bit about metabolism today. So, what is it? What is metabolism? It is the term used to collectively refer to every single chemical reaction that takes place in the body in order to keep it alive. That is metabolism. Metabolism is closely linked to nutrition because the food we eat provides the energy required to fuel it. On average, we use 10% of energy intake on digestion itself, 20% on physical activity, and a whopping 70% by organs and tissues to keep the body alive. Every process in the body, from breathing to thinking, uses energy. A person's BMR, or basal metabolic rate, is the number of calories needed to sustain their life while they are sitting still. How the body metabolizes the energy it consumes is played out in a balancing act between two states, fed and fasted. During or after each meal, food is broken down and glucose is released into the blood for cells to absorb and use as fuel. When the body has obtained more glucose from the food than is needed by cells, they stop absorbing it. The resulting increase in blood glucose levels triggers the release of insulin. Insulin stimulates the liver and muscle cells to reverse the conversion of glycogen into glucose that takes place during the fasted state and instead absorb the surplus glucose into the bloodstream, convert it to glycogen granules, and store it for future use. Insulin also triggers the conversion of glucose to triglycerides, or fats, in adipose tissue. Surplus fatty acids from the diet are also stored in adipose tissue. Several hours after eating, blood glucose levels are going to drop, which triggers the pancreas to release glucagon. This stimulates the liver and adipose tissue to metabolize its glycogen stores, which releases glucose into the bloodstream to make it available to the body to use as energy. After prolonged fasting, fat stores in adipose tissue are broken down into glycerol and fatty acids in the liver. Ketone bodies are a byproduct of this reaction. Protein is used for fuel only as a last resort. Okay. What are calories though? Because we're always like, oh, how many calories this? How many calories that? In reality, calories do not matter. It is just a unit of measurement used to estimate how much energy that there's stored in chemical bonds of the foods that we eat. Your body may not gain the full amount of energy that's released from foods. Foods full of fiber, like nuts, take more energy to digest, and two people may absorb different levels of nutrients from the same quantity of the same foods. That's why no diets work for everyone. There's no like singular answer. Everyone's body works completely differently from another, just based off of what you absorb and what you don't, what you've done to your body and what you haven't done to your body. You know, if you are a chronic person, a person with chronic illness, if you are a person that only eats ultra processed foods, like there's damage that's done to cells and you have to eat a little bit differently than a lot of other people, and everyone has to eat differently from everybody else. But you know, main thing is eat a lot of whole foods and then you're good to go. It's important to remember that gut health and the length of the intestines plays a role in how much energy your body is able to absorb from foods. It's also important to remember that calories are not everything. Like I've said many, many times, a number definitely does not dictate how healthy you are or the quality of nutrition that you consume. You could be in your body's ideal calorie intake range by eating chocolate brownies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it won't provide you with the key macronutrients, micronutrients, and fiber that you need to be happy and healthy. Numbers aren't everything. You need to go by how you feel and how the food makes you feel. If you have any questions on metabolism, feel free to drop a comment below.